Anna JOTTA started late as an artist. She showed for the first time in a group exhibition in 1979. She was born in 1946, so she was already in her early 30s when she showed her work for the first time. And then in the following years, her work was featured in a few group shows until she finally did her first solo exhibition in 1987. She showed a large series of paintings. Since then, she has been showing her work regularly in Portugal. She remained until very late a local artist, and she has been getting some international attention in the last 11 years or so. It's growing, the circulation of her work internationally, and this show at Kunsthalle Zurich is part of that process of recognition. Anna JOTTA is an artist that doesn't attach, is not privileging any particular medium. So when Anna is making art, it's not that she's following any parameters that have to do with medium or with certain materials and techniques. Her work is extremely diverse, and the work throughout the years was structured through series, groups of works that are cohesive from a stylistic point of view. But then she moves to a different series that is completely different in every respect, and so on and so forth. So as she was moving ahead as an artist, her work was opening up in a quite amazing way. So it's very difficult to frame her, to describe her as an artist. This exhibition shows a selection of works from different periods or years. The older work is from 88, 89, but in fact it covers mostly, so to speak, the last 25 years of her practice. I think, at least that was my idea, the exhibition enables the visitor that has an interest or a predisposition to play the game, to enter the work and the world of Anna. One side of the space is just these huge windows where you cannot hang anything. If one circulates through the exhibition space, especially in the second room, the floor pieces are very important to counterbalance the main wall, this long, almost 19-meter wall. I constructed the exhibition using a very simple protocol. Instead of following a predetermined framework or perspective or guidelines, I decided to choose one work and use this work as the trigger for the thinking behind the exhibition, for a very experimental associative process, going from one work to another and constructing the exhibition step by step through these associations, and see where that would take me, and where that would take the visitor once the exhibition would be ready to be experienced. So I didn't want to have any kind of demonstrative take on Anna's work or try to encompass, because that would be impossible, the whole practice as it has, or the scope of her work as it has grown throughout the years. It's 45 years of trajectory that the exhibition is not trying to encompass. I begin with a self-portrait, which is the clown dressed as a woman, and it's a self-portrait that the title gives a clear indication that it's a self-portrait. It's called Light of JOTTA. And then I asked myself, what if I would use self-portrait as a leitmotif to start this process of composing the exhibition? And so the works in the first room can be considered self-portraits, although that is not the subject of what's going on in the first room. It was more of an alibi, a stratagem to compose the exhibition. One thing that becomes very apparent already in the first room and continues to be very visible in the second room is what an extraordinary appropriationist Anna JOTTA is, borrowing from totally discrepant sources and incorporating totally different things in her works, without the rhetorics of appropriation. You see the exhibition, you're not saying, oh, appropriation. You're not labeling the work through this term appropriation, like we do when we are looking at the work, say, of Cheryl Levine, that we say appropriation. You don't say that when you encounter the work of Anna, and that I think is also very interesting, and it tells how subtle and how subtle her practices.
Well, I know that you have talked already with the curator, a friend of mine, Miguel van Schneider, but there is no, it was him with me that we decided to make an ensemble of different periods of my work, and I don't think, I know he wrote on the presentation of the show that at first sight it looks like a collective, but I don't think so. I think there is something a little bit, I wouldn't say peculiar, I would say maybe what could I say about the mood of the thing. It's first, the space is very beautiful. It looks empty, although it has a few pieces, but I would say that it is eccentric. It doesn't look like a collective, because a collective for me in general, if it is very well installed, pieces, you can feel that they don't belong to the same person. And here, if you have some attention, and when I say eccentric, means out of the center. Because I am out of the center. I'm not much in the artist plot. I start long time ago with the theater, and I decided to become a plastic artist, although amateur professional, because it was the only way to work with myself. So that's why after some galleries and all this, but I am not much in this universe of plastic arts, especially nowadays, because as you know, and everybody knows, the times have changed, and so this is more a kind of political, economical stuff. But no big deal for me. I am also, and I always have been, even when I was in another kind of works, out of the market. So anyway, you cannot escape. I am in the market, but I don't deal with that in general. So it can be a little eccentric, out of the center, but I think it's very. It's not difficult to understand that it's just one man show, one woman show, or whatever. I love a lot of things, and I simply go out in the streets, and I see very standard, normal things that I use. I don't choose special things. Even I don't never think. If I need to think, I can think, but I am irrational. This is visual arts and way of dealing with art. I think you might be more irrational than a thinker. A thinker is another kind of work for other kind of workers. I go around. It's for me. To eat and to live, to sleep and to work is the only thing I know. So, and to have pleasure. I only do things with pleasure. And pleasure and with energy. You need energy to make things with pleasure. And that's all. It's very simple. There are so many things that nobody notices in everyday life. That's all. That's it's my reality. That I can transform as an artist. Not too much, I transform a lot, and but in a very discreet way, because something that I don't feel very comfortable nowadays, not only nowadays, but nowadays especially, it's that I don't like violence in art, and I hate that kind of stuff. You have violence in your life every day, but I never could use that. Art is not for political things. There are political things are everywhere around, but not. It's not an art matter for me. I have no ideas, and I don't make sketches. If I make sketches, everything is a sketch, even our life. But if I make a sketch, which I like very much, it's a final thing. I don't make a sketch for passing it to another kind of thing. No. A sketch is a sketch, and that's all. No need anything else. Sometimes I produce a lot, other times I do nothing or almost nothing. I am maybe receiving information, visual information, but I don't notice it. So you mean since I am a plastic artist? Well, I am quite old, so I work for 40 years, more than 40 years. I might say not millions, but maybe 5,000, a lot of things. I work a lot, but I'm not a maniac of working. I prefer to feel free. I'm a bit of eccentric and a free bird. It's I don't like to work for anybody, which I never could. That's why I left the cinema and the theater. I'm not a product. I'm an artist, that's all.